Hi, I'm Laurel Moe, and today I would like to discuss the relevance of the study of Western civilization to modern America. I think the topic is contextual, however, as it depends to a great deal on where one is in the present. With that in mind, the context of my response is given as a retired Army colonel, as a citizen born and raised in the western region of America, and as a child of an immigrant from Korea. With that context in mind, I think that the relevance of the study of Western civilization can initially be found by analysis of the Pledge of Allegiance that I believe espouses the ideal end state of American society. However, in order to conduct such an examination, one must understand how and why the Founding Fathers arrived at their idealized state of governance and the society of a republic of unified nation states under God with liberty and justice for all of its citizens. It is important to understand that the American form of governance was not an inevitable historical event nor happenstance, but the result of thousands of years of social evolution that can be traced to ancient Greece. Consequently, knowledge of how this social evolution occurred is tantamount to comprehending the governance of our country. Donald Kagan explained in his essay, Why We Should Study the History of Western Civilization, that the institutions and ideals providing for liberty and social justice cannot exist or continue unless one understands their origins and the struggles that were overcome to achieve them. Kagan continued by stating that this understanding of the history of Western civilization is important for non-Western peoples who desire to share aspects of modern civilization as well as Western people who want to maintain and preserve characteristics of their lifestyles. In their statement regarding what is Western civilization, the Center for the Study of Western Civilization at the University of Colorado furthered that the study of Western civilization is not intended to make claims regarding the superiority of Western civilization to other cultures, as such claims would be inconsistent with the reasoned discourse of the Enlightenment. However, one can conclude that Western civilization's concepts of religion, science, politics, and art have been significantly influential across the world. Robert Royal, in Who Put the West in Western Civilization, further stated that the American relentless pursuit of perfection brought America to dominance as a role model for the European global culture known as the West. Consequently, understanding the global civilization is contingent upon the study of Western civilization, and through that study, human civilization can be further promoted. As I begin this course on the development of Western freedom, and with my individual context, I believe that the starting point in studying Western civilization from an American perspective begins with the Reformation. The influences of the Reformation on the founding fathers of this country gave them the ability to examine the successes and failures of past civilizations of the Greeks, Romans, and Europeans, and to draw upon the lessons learned. Margaret Meek Lang stated in her essay, Progress, that the concepts of free agency, social evolution, and the perspective that human history tends towards freedom were significant aspects of the Reformation that were contrary to the ancient Greek worldview perspective in which history progressed randomly with no particular meaning to a final state and then started over again in an endless cycle. Lang continued by stating that the Reformation was a period of technological and social progress with scientific innovation, economic expansion, and the end of monarchies and feudal systems. Consequently, there was a feeling of optimism for the progress of human civilization that also instilled a sense of providentialism that influenced the Christian worldview through its own reformation of free agency and universal redemption, as noted by Kagan. Accordingly, our founding fathers established the framework of a country that would be based on ancient models of republics, with the ideal of the progression of a society of citizens of free agency towards the ideal of liberty and justice for all. Freedom is a unique characteristic of Western civilization, as discussed by Alexander Rosenthal Pubal in his essay, Reflections on Ancient and Modern Freedoms, that is not found in other civilizations. Consequently, the ideals of a Western society based on freedom and reason do present problems in conflict with the world that are impossible to ignore and that cannot be resolved directly through the cultural experiences of other societies. Accordingly, Kagan concluded that an understanding of Western civilization history must be acknowledged such that our issues can be addressed. As Quame Anthony Appiah stated, there's no such thing as Western civilization. The values of liberty, tolerance, and rational inquiry that we enjoy in Western civilization require our continual care for them to exist, which means that we need to understand their origins and histories. Thank you.